Hello students, in this video I am going to explain you what are the triggers. Trigger is a concept in the database that is associated with the program unit for the specific table. Trigger can be used for various purposes like the auditing, implementing the additional security. Basically, triggers are associated with the specific table and they are fired automatically whenever the table gets manipulated in predefined way. This act for the execution of the trigger called as a firing a trigger. Now let's see what are the different trigger components are. Triggers are similar to the stored procedure, and these stored procedure are called on the certain event. Those events may be deletion from the table, updation into the table, or insert into the table. What is a triggering constraint? Triggering constraints are the conditions that are put in the stored procedure that gets executed when the trigger event occur. And when the trigger event occur, the trigger will perform some action like inserting the values in the audit log table. So that would be the trigger action. Now, what are the uses of the trigger? The uses of the trigger is to enforce the complex business logic. It performs the audit operations. It maintains the replicated tables and signaling the table. It also does the computing the value and the security. Now, there are the three categories of the trigger. The categories are based on the type of the trigger, triggering time, and the triggering event. The trigger types are the statement level trigger, means on certain event when the trigger procedure get executed, it will affect for that statement only. And for the row level trigger, it will affect the multiple rows. Okay. Then there are the categories based on the triggering time. Means here we can specify the trigger constraint that on update or on delete. When we are performing the action on update or on delete, so we can perform this before updation or the after updation, or before deletion or after deletion. Okay, so based on the triggering time, this before and after trigger gets executed. What are the trigger events? Trigger events are insert operation, delete operation, and update operations. So these are the operations. Now let's see how to create the triggers in Mysql. So I have taken an example here in the Mysql for the college. So for the college, I'll use a database BBCOEW. In BBCOEW database, I'll create a table called as a library table. This library table will have the book serial number, the title of the book, the author of the book, and the issue date of that particular book, means for how many days that book is issued. The auditing information for this library table would be stored in the another table that is called as a library audit table. Library audit table will have the attributes serial number, old allowed days, and the new allowed days. The logic is that in the library, it maintains the database of the book with the title of the book, author of the book, and that book is issued for number of the days by the student. Okay, many times a student get book renewed. So when the student get book renewed, so we have to maintain the library audit logs, means what was the previous allowed days and what are the new allowed days. And in case the student returns the book, when the student returns the book, we will remove that entry from the library table. We will remove the entry of this, the book is issued. Okay, that entry will be removed from this library table. Now let's insert few records in the library table. So this is the schema of the library table and the library audit table. Now I'll start inserting the records in the library table. I'll have inserted the first record. I have inserted the second record. I have inserted third record, okay, and then fourth record. So total I have inserted 4 records in the table. After this I have displayed this table, library table. Now I'll create a table. So for the creation of the table I have to create a stored procedure. So I'll do here delimiter $. Then I'll create a trigger with the trigger name T1, and I'll put a trigger type before update. Means the entry would be done in the library audit table before updation has been done on the library table for each row. Now these are the row level triggers. In Mysql we can do the row level triggers. Then similar to the stored procedure, we will have a begin, and after the begin the action that I want to perform on the triggering event. So triggering event is update operation, and triggering constraint is before update I have to do this action. Now what is the action over here? I have to make the entry in the library audit table with the values. Now here old keyword will represent the value of old serial number and new serial number that I can use. So here I am inserting old serial number, old issue days and the new issue days. For the serial number, what was the old issue day and what is the new issue day that I have maintained, and then end and then $. So that is ending the trigger here that I have put on the library table. After that I am performing the triggering event. Now what is the triggering event? Triggering event is that when I update the library table, it should set the new issue date 16 where the serial number is 1. So this update query I have executed. Now what would be the effect of this query? Effect of this query that it will insert into the library audit table the new and old values, okay, for the issue days for the particular serial number. So I'll display here the library audit table. So in the library audit table 15 was the old issue day and this is the 16 is the new issue days. Now I'll do the update for the another record, that is the record number 4, and after that I'll display this one also. So I have updated for the serial number 4 also, the old allowed days and the new allowed days. Now let's try with the another type of a trigger, that is delete trigger. Okay, so on delete event it will perform a triggering action. So I have to change here the trigger name. If I don't change the trigger name and give the same trigger name, it will give me error. And why I am putting here old issue day? Because when okay, now it has given me the error, trigger already exists because I have not changed this T1. And in case of a delete, we are deleting the record from the library table, so it will not have the new issue days. So I am inserting both old issue days and old issue days itself in the library audit table. Now I'll perform a delete on the library table. So I'll start delete instruction, delete from library, and I'll delete a particular record. That record is record number 4. So I'll delete from the library record number 4. Now this is the triggering event and this will call the trigger and it will perform an action. Now let's see what is the effect of executing this delete query. The delete query will invoke the trigger T2 and trigger T2 will insert the deleted record in the library audit table. Now if you see here, the library audit table has record 4 which is deleted, okay, and from the library table, in the library table record number 4 has been deleted and that entry is there in the library audit table. So in this video I have demonstrated you what is the trigger, what are the trigger types and how to use those. Okay, thank you.